I'm speaking with Butch Borasky as Nye County Commissioner, District 4. We're at campaign night here at the Prump Nugget. Tell us how your campaign is going.
Well, thanks, Deanna. It's going great. I'm about 40 points ahead in the polls, and we're just doing it to it.
So tell me, what are the citizens telling you?
Well, the citizens are telling me that they're very concerned about this election cycle and who's getting elected. They want to make sure there's people in there that can work together, because one of our biggest issues in town here is the local governments don't interact and work together properly. And I told them and assured them that I've always been ready to compromise, and I'll work with anybody.
Some of the things that you've done during this last term for the town of Prump.
Well, one of the main things I've been working on is the planning department and getting it more user-friendly to all the people, not just the developers and the businesses, but the homeowners as well. And I've got my county manager now convinced that he's going to reorganize the department. There's already been some changes recently. I think everybody knows about it. And that I've been spending a lot of time on that. I've also spent a lot of time on text amendments and code changes and things that, our codes are very, very outdated, and they really don't fit anymore. They're too restrictive. I've been working on them and picking them off one at a time.
That has been some of the major items on the agendas for the Nye County Commissioners meeting. Some of the things that have to be the biggest concerns to citizens has to be jobs, and the Nye County Commissioners seems to have it within their powers to bring in businesses here.
Well, I don't know if you can say we really have it within our power to do that, but we can reduce the regulations that's going to open the door for them to come here, and that's what I'm working with Rick on. Rick has been very good. He's going through the codes one at a time. And he'll be bringing something to the commissioners in the very near future. We have to open the door. Impact fees is another thing. I've asked for a moratorium on impact fees for up to 18 months. As soon as we get our legal opinion on that, I want to move forward on that, and I think that'll help a lot.
When Prump was growing very fast a few years ago, people used to talk about responsible growth. Now they're just talking about growth. Are you still looking at a responsible growth plan?
Well, we do have to. We have to be very careful. If we don't watch the growth, it's going to get out of control again. And the last time we weren't ready for it. Sensible growth is what you need, okay? We need to have, and I hate the word to use tax revenues, but the money that the businesses brings in offset the homeowners. And the homeowners don't. Unfortunately, there's not enough to do all of the functions that county have to do. We have to supply the courts, we have to supply the police department, the assessor, the recorder, and everybody else. It's all mandated on the NRS. So, to bring more businesses back, the economy is what drove them away. But I think now they're going to see Nye County with a new attitude, and I think they're going to be willing to try to do some, start up some new businesses.
Are you willing to actually start looking out there for businesses, to look for them, to search for them, to entice them into coming into the town of Prump?
Yes, I think the county is going to go in a positive mode. In the past, we've allowed the paved and these other organizations to try to do that, and it just didn't seem to get the job done. Now, we've been using Beck Environmental on our solar projects, and they've done phenomenal things for us. And we announced that at the last meeting, the record of what they've done and how much they brought in. They're bringing in at least $5 in for every one we pay them.
It seems.
With that kind of record, I think we need to keep going on that. The town can do its own economic development if it wants, but the county has to represent the whole county, and we're going to.
It seems like solar power is the way that seems to be opening so many doors right now, especially for this area of Nevada. Are we looking at some options for that?
Yes, even in Pahrump here, there are people right now looking at 40-acre and 80-acre sites. Anything that's close along the main line, transmission line that goes through. And there's a potential to get some of that here, as well as Amagrosa and Beatty and Crystal and other areas. I mean, there's a lot of applications out there. Solar Millennium is ready to start a $3 billion project. And we will have a development agreement on that at the Tonopah meeting next month.
And as far as Solar Millennium is concerned, they're in Amagrosa, but having a solar power plant, it would still be on the outskirts of the town, right? Because that might be an issue.
Well, there's people here that want to put some in the outskirts of Pahrump as well. I've just said that. And, that's going to create a lot of jobs. It's not going to take a lot of people to run it when it gets up and running, but to create the jobs, the Solar One project in Amargosa is a $3 billion project.
Initially, at least while it's being built, one of the things that seems to be an option that people are talking about right now is that CCA, Correction Corporation of America, has been doing this big infrastructure, the sewer and water system being brought through the whole town. Is that going to leave an opening for industrial up in that area?
Well, actually, putting sewer and water up Mesquite Avenue will open that door. It'll be there. It'll be available because you can't do industrial without it. Most of that zoned up industrial all the way up through there, except for right at 160, and that will open the door. CCA, I did a tour today. They're coming along quite well with it. They've had 3,000 people apply at the job fair and online and other ways, and we're being assured by those individuals that a big chunk of these people are going to come out of Pahrump.
I know that they were looking at the zip codes for Pahrump first when they were looking at those applications. Tell everybody how they can get involved in your campaign.
Pardon me?
Tell everybody how they can get involved in your campaign.
Well, they can reach me at, they can hit my website at www.borasky.com. They can call me on my cell phone at 209-3100, or they can call my office at 775-751-7075. And, you know, call up and say if you want to help. We'd be glad to have you. You want to donate, whatever, come on board. If you just want to talk to me, I do house calls. I'll come to your house.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.